So we're gonna do the Diary of a Wimpy Kid book tier list. We got all the things. So we're gonna put it on. So there's duplicates, but I'm just gonna rank half of them because duplicates don't matter. Starting with the first book, I mean, I like books with not a lot of plot in it. This covers a lot. It covers an entire year, but I'm gonna give it a good tier. It's not the best. There's definitely better books though. Roderick Rules. This is as good because it's literally the sequel, but it's a funnier, and I think it should get bussin'. Last Straw, lame as hell. I can't explain how. Okay, this is controversial, but I can't explain how bad this book was in comparison to the others at the time. Cause, it doesn't even have a story. And Frank Heffley, bro, he's such a deadbeat. I can't even take him. Dog Days is just is mid. So for Dog Days, I think it could have been better, but the only good parts were the time of the cranium shaker and stuff. And I think, yeah. Next is The Ugly Truth. Bussin' as well. Why I did this? The Ugly Truth would get this high because there's tons of mature stuff in it. It really explains this. I was reading this for the first time and I was, oh boy, this was great. Thinking this when I was like 9 or 10, a few years back. And then the next is Cabin Fever. In Cabin Fever tier, it's even better than Bussin'. It's so fire it's the very first book I've read. Maybe that's a contribute so high. I love how this demonic, devilish aspect of a preschooler he just breaks all of Greg's stuff, and then and this is Christmas theme, Christmas theme stuff always slaps hard. Okay, Third Wheel is good. This is also controversial, but Third Wheel, there's a lot of going for it. I mean, there is the fact that Greg could talk about stuff when he was a fetus. I mean, that's unbelievable. This is more a story than the other Wimpy Kid books. This time the story's good. If you mean that the Valentine's Day part, so it goes to the next book. All the story goes to the next book. Hard Luck, Bussin'. Wait, I think I have to go Third Wheel. Yeah, Hard Luck is Bussin'. So Hard Luck, I don't know. It shows the school way more than any of the other books, but I can't see why would this be bad. All the jokes are funny. This is probably the second to funniest book after Roderick Rules. Not as funny as funnier than Cabin Fever, but I really like how Greg loses Rowley and then tries to find new stuff. Okay, Long Haul. I've only read a bit of this book, but what I've read so far, it's not a good book. I know, but yeah. Old School, lame as hell. The idea of Greg. The only reason I was Diary of a Wimpy was so good in my eyes. It was relatable. Bro, I've always grew up on electricity. I can't even think of this. Double Down going into good. But, okay, so Double Down. This thing is about Greg trying to get better, more popular at school. I mean, it's a good idea, but some of the stuff were just not there. It cracked some jokes up, and yeah. So the getaway is it was. I haven't read this one, but I'm assuming it's mid, because there's not enough in the mid category. The Meltdown is going in Cabin Fever tier. Actually, I think I'll put Hard Luck into Cabin Fever. So the Meltdown. I can't explain how good this was, but the snowball fight was amazing. Greg failing an international day and stuff. All I can say, what a masterpiece, Greg. Hopefully you've achieved yourself. Wrecking Ball. I thought Jeff had a bad day, because he got new ideas, but they're not really good. If you know what I mean. Deep End, it's mid. Everybody was so hyped at my school about Deep End. I don't know. It's just the third time we had a vacation, and we already had something very similar in the last draw and long haul, but at least they did it better this time. I also haven't read completely. So Big Shot is good. Is good. Greg is finally becoming active for this book only, and this is the first book Greg is actually likable. For the most part, I always liked Greg. I was like the #1 Greg Heffley fan. So next is Diaper Overload. This is controversial, but it's bussin'. I don't know what they say. Diaper Overload, bro. I thought it was the greatest masterpiece of all time. I don't know, but you know what I know? That Diaper Overload is definitely better than No Brainer. Roderick is the main point of his book of the loaded diaper thing and stuff. I'm trying to become famous, kind of like it's like a Double Down sequel. Next is No Brainer. Honestly, it's mid. You know why? I didn't really like a lot of the aspects of the book, even though it came out, and then Hot Mess is coming out really soon of today, and tomorrow I think of when it gets released. Day of recording, so yeah, this is the definitive Wimpy Kid book tier list. Okay. This is it. So, like and subscribe.